Greetings YouTube, this is Wake Angel 2001, bringing you a commission for Awesome Guy with Comedy, a name that is so long that I had to reduce the font size 3 times to make it all fit without getting cut in half. It is Megaman! And the base figure would be the Jazzwares Astro Boy from the Astro Boy movie line. It's kind of funny how the original design of Megaman was somewhat based off of Astro Boy, and now here we come full circle with me making his toy out of him. We have come far, folks. I had to shave down Astro Boy's head quite a bit so that it would fit inside of the helmet. It is a Cerebro helmet from a Professor X figure. And, after I put the head on and then I sealed in all the cracks with some epoxy sculpt and put the details on, I kind of regretted doing this whole thing because I thought, you know what? This looks a lot more like Mega Man X's helmet than regular Mega Man's helmet. But by that point, the helmet was already irredeemably attached to his head, so kind of got stuck here. I'm always gonna lament not making the Mega Man X figure. But we press on. As you've probably seen, making those ear things is really hard. I must have sculpted them like 5 or 6 times, and in the end I still think they kind of came out too big, making it look like he has donuts sticking out of his head. This whole project's head just... I didn't like the head and how it came out. I feel like I could have done better with this head, but I just couldn't do anything else with what I had to work with. I tried so hard, but I don't know. I guess it's an uncanny valley effect. Since the head is so simple, any little flaw in its design just seems so much more glaring. By the way, I am aware of how derpy Mega Man's eyes looked. After I made this video, I went back over it with a little fine-tooth paintbrush, and I painted his irises to be a little bit bigger and a little more symmetrical so he doesn't look so derpy anymore. I say this over the painting of the torso because this was the simplest part. Let's get on to the more complicated bits, which are the arms and the legs. Astro Boy's hands were too small to be Mega Man's, so in the case of the left hand, what I did was I cut off the existing hand and stuck on to its stump a Dr. Eggman hand. This is much bigger and matches the Mega Man style a bit better. And with a bit of epoxy sculpt to make the big old forearm armor you can't even see. This would also be a good time to mention that the paint I used photographs terribly. It's a high gloss paint which looks really cool and metallic to the naked eye, but under the flash of the camera, any part where the paint is slightly thinner really shows. So Mega Man looks all patchy and messed up in these photos, but you gotta trust me, if you had him in hand, he'd look a lot better. That's just the nature of the paint. I could have taken the pictures without a flash, but then they'd look fuzzy. The right arm is the one that has his buster on it. If you were to cut off the epoxy sculpt, you would find Astro Boy's hand is still underneath. The legs are also a simple affair. I sculpted over the shins and the feet to make them bigger and more shaped like Mega Man's armor. Although some artwork of Mega Man has them a lot bigger than this, I figured this was a decent compromise, because the ankles can still move. I didn't want to completely block that articulation point by making the shins too huge and overtaking the heels. So let's reassemble Mega Man and see what he looks like. Here he is. I gotta admit, it's probably not the best Mega Man figure ever. I'm sorry. This is basically what Mega Man looks like made from Astro Boy. I really like the way the central torso came out. I think I got the arms and the torso really good, but the shins are too small and the head just looks weird. Why am I so disappointed in my own work here? I don't know. The figure is still every bit as posable as Astro Boy is, although keep in mind that Astro Boy only has swivel hips. That's why I had to make the shins smaller, because if I tried to make them bigger, there's no way to split his legs apart to make room for him. But on the plus side, this Mega Man figure is in scale with the 3-inch Sonic line. So here he is, standing side by side with Sonic against the roboticized Masters. And with that sight, I hope I leave this video on a high point. I've been quite a bit more self-deprecating than usual, but hopefully that won't be the norm. Bye-bye.